I'll give a shout out to Hammond. Showed up in the comments section. Hammond, it's been a while since I've heard from you there. I know you want to take that dirt nap. You're sick and tired of all this crap. I hear you, and I do. I hear you because part of me, a lot of me actually, is just sick and tired with all this shit that's going on in this world, and that's exactly how they want us: demoralized, sick and tired of this, sick and tired of that. It is what it is. We're tired of this shit. So yeah, I think about a lot about eternity. As a matter of fact, we just went to a wake Friday of someone we knew, friend of the family, not a close friend or anything like that, but just someone we knew. We were on a friendly basis, and real godly woman, and God rest her soul. And I started thinking about when you leave this earth, when you exit your body, your spirit, regardless of what you think or believe, this is not all there is. We are eternal beings. Now, where we land in eternity, that's up to you. I mean, if you don't believe there's a God and you want to deny that there's God and deny Jesus, then you're going to land in a place, you fact around on earth, then when you die, you're going to find out. And if you don't believe that, keep facking around and denying Jesus, and then when you die, you will find out. Can't get any simpler than that. So yeah, I think a lot about eternity. A lot of people in our lives have died, and my mother alone, right? She's a breast cancer survivor. Now she's got to get a biopsy because in the place where she had the breast seeds back in '95, she has been cancer free for that long, and now all of a sudden there's a nodule there, and the lymph node next to it is thickened, so she has to get a biopsy Friday. I believe it's nothing, but you know what? She is 77, and she's still got a long way to go. But still, we're not going to make it out of this place alive. You know that. Eventually, all of us are going to have to go. So I do think of a lot of eternity. So when Hammond said that he's tired of being here, he wants to take a long sleep, I understand that. It's just that you better know where you're going, and you better not listen. Tough it out. Don't do anything drastic. Just pray up, and let's ride this wave. That's all I gotta say. As ugly as it is at times, what you gotta do, people out there, is find peace somewhere, somehow. Solitude, peace in this world, some happiness, some joy and just try to stop and smell the chemtrail roses as much as you can, and enjoy what little time we have left on this earth. I know people want to check out there, but don't check yourself out. You understand what I'm saying? Because you might not like where you're going if you do that. So do not do a self checkout. That's what I'm trying to say. Damn. So let's look at this. The invasion of Spain by these Muslims. It shows just how quickly national sovereignty can collapse. It shows how national sovereignty can collapse if your sovereignty is weak. If you're not defending your borders, yes, your country can collapse. And in the case of Spain, it's not country, COUNTRY. It's more like it's pronounced country, because that's what you are, a bunch of wussies out there for allowing yourselves to get overrun by these shitbags, these dirtbags from these third world countries that are come over there to kick your ass, rape your ass, bleed you dry, and not there to assimilate. They said, we're coming to your home and we're going to kick your ass. Imagine if someone, let's put it in a, what do you call it, a microcosm? What if someone actually said, I'm coming to your home, I'm going to break down your door. Actually, I'm not going to break down your door because I know you're not locking it. So all I got to do is open up your door, because you don't lock your doors. What if someone said, I know you don't lock your door, so I'm going to come to your shack, I'm going to open up your door, and I'm coming in there and I'm kicking your ass. And I'm taking everything, and then I'm dominating that place and your home, and then I'm going to kick your ass out if I allow you to live. What would you say? What would your reaction be? Well, a normal person would be, we're not going to take that. We're not going to take it, right? But look at Spain. Look at all these other countries that allow themselves to be invaded. Even the United States, but at least a lot of people in America were putting up a fight, and you know, there were people that went down to the border trying to prevent that shit under Biden, and a lot of us didn't like that shit. All right, well, just like in Spain, a lot of people in Spain don't like it. But when your country's heavily libtarded like Spain, this is what you get. But again, this is what we got under Biden. We didn't just get a dose of 60,000. We got upwards. The numbers of invaders under Beijing Biden, 40 million. Some say 10 million. That's a conservative number. It's just like when they say our debt, our national debt's 39 trillion. I like the way it stays in the 30s, the 30 trillion bracket for like years on end. Bullshit. If they say it's 30 something trillion, it's 100 trillion. It's 100 trillion. Whatever they say, it's a lot more. Okay? If they say 10 million invaders invaded the United States under Beijing Biden, I came across information that said upwards of 40 million at the time. Yeah, and in a lot of ways, America, I mean, Americans didn't rise up and go down there to protect the borders, did they? No. Just like Spain. Just like Spain. Is anybody there protecting the borders? Is anybody trying to take is anybody trying to take the country back? No. But what they do is they take to the streets and protest, and they hold signs. So the New World Order cops give them the beat down for protesting the invasion. We live in a sick, this world severely needs demonic exorcism of all these demons. So let's get into this. Look around you. The world is not merely experiencing a collection of unrelated crises. It is literally convulsing. The war in Iran is expanding, or so the story goes. I don't even believe this. We're dropping bombs there, but whatever. That's the story, and they're sticking to it. The war in Iran is expanding. It's threatening the Strait of Hormuz, right? Striking American interests and pulling nations like Jordan, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, and China closer to the battlefield. Here, North Korea, speaking of bringing countries into closer to the battlefield, North Korea sent troops over there to fight. To fight Ukraine, to fight against Ukraine, help Russia fight against Ukraine. That's the story. Got no proof of it. All they have to say is North Korea sends troops to help Russia fight Ukraine, and that's it. We either believe it or don't. I mean, I'm not over there to verify that. And it's just like this instance. They're saying that nations like Jordan, Kuwait, Saudi Arabia, China, the land of egg rolls, they're all being more and more drawn into the Iran war. That's what they're saying. Okay, so, I mean, we are in the end times, and World War III and the Battle of Armageddon, that's all on the horizon. That shit's going to come to fruition. So we have Europe, Vladimir Putin, or Putin as I like to say, his war in Ukraine is pressing against the borders of NATO, with missiles falling dangerously close to the tripwire that could ignite direct conflict between Russia and the West. So the story goes, okay? So let's all that aside, they're trying to say that the Third World War is brewing, massive worldwide global conflict war, the great conflagration, I guess, of the Bible, the great much to do, the great battle. You know, that's we're right there. We're at the cusp of it, so to speak. That's the story that they're feeding us, okay? And now we're looking at Spain has watched its sovereign border buckle beneath a reported human wave of tens of thousands of Muslims pouring into Ceuta, or however you say that word, that town. My question is, how do you have a sovereign border and it just gets overrun like that without any pushback? You don't have, your border was wide open then, assholes. It wasn't sovereign. If you tried, let me say this, if you tried to damn 60,000 trying to bum rush China, 60,000 trying to bum rush North Korea, you JKing me, or South Korea, or Vietnam, fucking any country worth its salt, if they even saw a hint of any of that shit coming in the direction, they'll make sure they take dirt maps. That's not happening. Not from my angle. That's not going to happen. And if anybody tries, and maybe okay, say for instance you're able to overrun North Korea's border, as heavily fortified as it is. There's going to be mass casualties on you trying to do that. You're going to know that you've been in a fight. It's not just going to be, oh, let's get a land on the beach and go to Spain in this Spain like Normandy looking shit. It's not gonna, that's not a fortified border. It's not a sovereign border. That's you guys, you bitches in Spain going, come over here, we'll give you mass amnesty. Our borders are wide open. That's what it is. So you don't have sovereign borders. You might pretend that you do, but you don't. Otherwise, this wouldn't be happening. You're getting punked out. You're getting your asses kicked. Your cars burned. Your homes invaded. Your women raped. People killed. They're punking you out, Spain, on your own homeland. That's destruction on your part, literally. Fack around with your damn libtard New World Order policies, and then you find out, right? And what Europe is finally finding out now is that an invasion doesn't usually involve tanks or machine guns. All it takes is 60,000 all at once, to land on your shore. Yeah, and invade your ass. It's an invasion of military-aged men, sprinkled hither and thither, I might add, with a few women. I didn't see any children in this one, but I saw a few women. And what fake news will do is just harp on the women, show the women with the men. You know, I saw like a family, a token family embedded in this, or two. And what fake news will do is just show that. Like, see, they're migrants. They're coming here to have a better life. Meanwhile, the fake news will not show all this shit right here. All this. Not to show you a clip. You're being invaded. You're being invaded. And it feels like that the fat lady's not getting ready to sing, that the fat lady is singing on time. That we're at a time that we're running on fumes, and by 2030 they want all this to be a wrap. I mean, they're going after the water. They cause droughts. They cause floods. They reclaim. They do land grabs. There's a big, massive fire in Utah. There's a bunch of places around the world that are on fire right now, all done by design to burn you out, or flood you out, or tornado you out, or hurricane your ass out. Whatever they got to do to take the land away, push you into these stack 'em and pack 'em cities. They're building data centers all over the place, draining the water, eminent domain for data centers. I mean, let's take a look. So, you know, I laid off of the be sure you're stocked up thing, but I'm thinking stay stocked up. It does, okay, yes, you go to the Glock store, the grocery stores, and there's food on the shelves. Big thumbs up. Big thumbs up. But I saw, what was the video by Adapt 2030? David Dubine. Good evening. This is Adapt 2030, and this winter, well, the food is going to be so expensive that you won't be able to afford it. Yeah, so let's get it, something like that. I didn't watch the whole video, but you know, the same thing we've been hearing since the scamdemic, but and it hasn't happened really. I mean, yes, food has gone up, but they're acting like this winter it's going to be like totally unaffordable, and we've heard that over and over again. And we have seen the inflation ever since the scamdemic, and it constantly goes up and up and up. But I have a feeling that at some point between now and 2030, we're really going to, like, the shit really is going to hit the fan with that. Like, prices, like, I looked at beef today. Like, I mean, a package of steaks, $40, and they're not even big steaks. I mean, we were at BJ's today, discount club. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's already astronomical, a lot of the prices of food, and they're acting like that this winter is going to be even worse. And I know they've been saying this for the longest time. Well, this winter is going to happen, this winter. But as we get closer to that date of 2030, I feel like over time that they're trying to lull us to sleep with constantly repeating themselves by saying, oh yeah, this shortage coming, this winter, this is going to happen, this is going to be the dark winter, and it really doesn't come to fruition like they say it's going to come to fruition. And I feel like that a lot of people then tune all this shit out, and then stop stocking up, and then when the time comes where they really pull the plug on this shit, a lot of people are going to be caught with their pants down. I don't know. Play it how you see fit, but I think having things topped off, having your foods, pantry stocked up, and your freezer for what that's worth, having dry goods, dry canned foods, and things like that to survive, and batteries, and your gas tanks topped off. I think that can't hurt. That can't hurt having supplies on hand, right? And if this doesn't come to fruition, and the plug is not officially pulled in our lifetime, great. You were prepared. But if it does happen, great for you. You're prepared. I mean, if it doesn't happen, you still got the food and the batteries that you could use. I don't know what to tell you. I really don't anymore. As for me in this house, I'm going to stay stocked up as best as possible. The only thing we stopped stocking up on is jugs of water. You know all those channels. Get water, buy food, get water. Well, there's only so many fucking 1 gallon jugs I could put. I can't put on the floor and all in the way and make the place look like friggin' a lived-in look. Jugs of water here, jugs of water there, and then you don't use it and it gets like outdated and shit, and the plastic seeps into it and you can't drink it eventually because it's 2 or 3 years old. It's almost like they're trying to drive us crazy with all shit, but that's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. So let's take a look at this. The invasion of Spain. Is breaking Fox. Sting.
Enclave in Morocco. This is a city called Ceuta. You're watching as thousands of migrants break through the fence and completely open. Some really wild video here. Chaos at the border of Spain's North African enclave in Morocco. This is a city called Ceuta. You're watching as thousands of migrants break through the fence and completely overwhelm the...
This is an orchestrated invasion. You know that. You got to know that. You got to be a complete moron not to know that. This is an invasion. I like the way he had no shirt on, shirts on. I like the outdated t-shirts, the outdated garb. I said they just look like subhuman. They act subhuman. And they're going to bring their subhuman ways to your neck of the woods.
The border police, their video showing huge groups of people, mostly young military-age guys, cramming into inflatable tubes or arriving on shore another way, some of them wading in the water as they break through the gates to get to the other side. Sandra, this is reminiscent of kind of what we saw during the open border during the Biden administration.
Well, and I said the same thing during the Biden administration. We've seen caravans and shit like this happen here. And obviously it stopped under Trump, regardless of what you wanted to say, bitch shoot. It has. Point the finger at your bows. All right? But you got these libtards and New World Order pieces of shit in Spain allowing it to happen in Spain. And don't kid yourself, they want this to happen here again. All right? They want it to happen here, but on steroids.
Through 2021, 2024, kind of similar to what we saw in Del Rio back in 2021. The socialist agenda, their platform literally says they want to abolish borders, abolish immigration enforcement, have complete freedom of movement.
And that's George Soros' Open Society. He's behind. He's got to be behind this. Open Society, no borders. Countries without borders are not countries.
This is what it looks like in another country if they get what they want. Notice there is no resistance from the government whatsoever. These people are coming in without any obstruction. And if people don't know, Spain has a very left-wing government. Earlier this year, they did a big amnesty program for over 1 million illegal immigrants living in the country. They had 1.3 million illegal immigrants apply for that amnesty program between April and June. So that's what we call a pull factor, Sandra. They're looking for something like that. They know if they can just get their foot in the country, maybe someday that left-wing government will do another amnesty program. And you were just reading some of the wires. The locals want an emergency declaration. It sounds like
the ministry's saying no, and they will not deploy military to the border.
Apparently, they don't think this is an emergency. I mean, look at this. This is a total free-for-all.
It does feel like we are looking at a few years ago when you were reporting at the border here in the United States. This is happening right now. This story is breaking right now, and you're not just talking about hundreds, thousands of migrants are pouring over the borders as we speak.
Yeah, and again, I mean, just look here. Do you see any women or children? I mean, most people would call these folks so-called asylum seekers. These are all young guys just flooding into the country and overwhelming what, if any, border there is. It looks like there's just kind of a small barbed wire fence or something like that.
There's no border there. Listen, that's not a sovereign border at all. At all. It's not a sovereign border. Now, you could argue that, well, we have beaches and we don't have barbed wire right there at the beach to prevent. Yeah, you're right about that. But we do have a Coast Guard for what that's worth. For what that's worth. Well, and we do. Well, we're supposed to have heavily surveillance coast up and down borders, but as we've seen in the past, that's at times that could be neither here nor there. This is ridiculous. Again, that goes for our country too. Any country that allows this to happen is not a country, and you're definitely not a sovereign country. And this is the plan for New World Order to overrun countries, the West in particular, and overburden their systems and try to force it to collapse. And if I remember correctly, that's the Clive Piven strategy. But then there's also the Kalergi plan, which is underway too, especially there in Spain. And basically what it is to flood these white countries with what you've seen, right? The Kalergi plan. Deliberate plot to mix and replace the Great Replacement European populations, which are white, with that third world shit. That's right, I said it. Oh, by the way, another subscriber dropped off a BitChute. Another one. It is unbelievable where we're at. I don't give a shit anymore. I don't care if I got one or none. I don't give a damn. All right, I said what I had to say. You know the damn drill. If you don't know what's going on in this world, you don't care, then I can't do anything for you. I'm still going to make my videos. I'll talk to myself if I have 0 subscribers. I don't give a shit. If I've talked to myself, I did my plan, because guess who's watching? I did what I had to do, because guess who's watching? God. He said, I gave you, when I take my last breath and I go to meet him, and he says, boy, I gave you that time, and even though you lost those dumbass subscribers because they couldn't handle it, you still should have pressed on, and you did. Even when no one was listening, you still did it. Job well done. So, if you stick around or don't stick around, it doesn't matter. I'm still making these videos, and we're still pressing on. Still gonna try to reach that one soul that that's been living under a rock, and try to wake them up. What else do we have for you here in this retarded clown world? I kind of like doing it like this. I feel like I'm in a movie, not a movie theater, a play, a theater, like a play theater. And this is the lighting. Cass is the lighting, shadow, background effect, kind of creepy, kind of eerie, kind of. Let's take a look at this fresh surge of New York Post. They're not migrants. They're fucking invaders, is what they are. What if this happened in your neck of the woods? Came to your town? What are you going? You know what the New World Order is saying? Let me tell you something. What are you going to do about it? This is what we're going to do. We're going to take your water. We're putting data centers up everywhere. You ain't going to do a damn thing about it. We're causing inflation. We're going to raise the price of everything. Pretty soon you're going to own nothing. You're going to be happy. You're going to be living in 15 minutes, stack them and pack them 6. What are you going to do about it? Huh? What are you fucking trolls going to do about it? We got all these third world POS Muslims to invade your country. You ain't going to do nothing about it. You try to do something about it, and we send a New World Order popos after you. That's what they're saying. What are you going to do about it? Huh? That's what they're saying. They're even adding a, huh? What are you going to do about it? Let's take a look. This is at night. Look at this. And I like the way that it's all these third world pieces of shit. They always got like these tacky ass, like their clothes don't match. It's all played. They look totally played out. It screams third world. Played out clothing always. Even when the South Americans and all that were trying to come into our southern border, the clothing. Actually, no, I take that back. The clothing actually was more up to date. The Hispanic ones that were coming through our border under Biden, their clothes, they actually had cell phones that were given. Of course, it was given to them for the New World Order, but the clothes actually looked slightly more like sports, like hat and it matched and all that. Like it matched better. But still, they were tacky. But these coming from the fucking Muslims, tacky as all get out. Played out as all get out. I mean, it looks like they went to damn Goodwill and they just couldn't match one thing with another to save their life. They were just happy to have some fucking fabric over their damn disgusting, low-life, trashy, snack bar, piece of shit bodies. Let's take a look over there. Let's take a look. I hope Spain rises up. I really do. I hope they do. They're not migrants. They're invaders, assholes. Oh, that brings up another thing. Take a look. Where are they sleeping? Who's feeding them? 60,000. That's 60,000 meals 3 times a day at least. Huh? When is the call to prayer 5 times a day on their fucking carpets going to start in the city in Spain? Huh? When is that starting? They're sleeping on the ground right now. Who's feeding them? Huh? I think someone's leaving that part out. Where is the bulk of them sleeping? There's 60,000 or so, or sleeping just on the streets at night? Why isn't the police scooping them up? Why isn't the government scooping them up? I think you know the answer. But I digress. Let's take a look. That's right. Get a little closer to the fire, dumbass. Fuck you. They go, hey, España. They're making fun of you, Spain. They're going, hey, España. Take it. What is that? I don't know. It's a tube.
Viva España, نماغب جبناها ما خليش يعدي البلد المغرب كان يطلعوا
Homeless. Right there. Instant homelessness, instant third world. Right there. That looks like shit. Why do they always sound like that? They always sound like that.
أنا وصلت
Filth, mismatched, played out clothes. Look at this, played out, very played out, disgusting, dirty, trash all over the place. That's what they're doing, Spain. Let me say this. Europe in general, including the United States, is very big on tourism. There's someone I know that works at a grocery store. She just went to Spain for 2 whole weeks before all this shit happened. Right before it, loved it. It's big on. They're big on tourism. Europe's big on tourism. America's big on tourism. What do you think that's going to do for the economy? You already know the answer. But look at this. What if you wanted to go to Spain to visit? I don't know. Maybe there's people that do that, want to go visit Europe and Spain, and maybe in particular. They're fucking it up. They're trashing it up. They're sleeping it up on the streets. They're third worlding this shit. And that's what the agenda is for New World Order. Look at this shit. I don't know. If this doesn't ruffle your feathers, I don't know what will. But here we are. And it's not just going to be Spain, this round of massive invasion. It's coming to other countries in the West. It's also possibly coming to a town near you. So don't scoff at it and shrug it off just because you get to get up tomorrow and it might not be happening in your neck of the woods. But I'll say this, and I'll leave you with this. I've been where I am for a long time. 45 fucking years. And I've never felt more outnumbered. And I'll leave that to your imagination, what you think that is, than I have lately. Went to went shopping, grocery shopping, and it seemed like more often than not, everywhere I went, I just felt outnumbered, and not this, a lot of that. Very strange, and not just that from that country, but I just felt outnumbered. I didn't see much of what I used to see. It just seems like that's is over time going by the way of the dodo. That's what it looks like. Could I could be wrong. Could be very sensitive to these things, considering I've been, looking at this and looking at these topics and covering these topics for years now. But I don't think so. I don't think so. Even me mom noticed that. It's like we're strangers in our own land. It's very weird. Very weird. It's unbelievable. And let's see. I covered that we need an exorcism of all the demons in this world that are causing all the problems. And what else? There was something else. Oh yeah, I was gonna say this isn't gonna stop until it stops. So there you are. All right. Don't be a troll out there. It's what I got for you. It's your boy. And stay safe. I'm out.